Did you know that toxic relationships and toxic lifestyles have the same root cause? They both start when you forget what you're allowing into your system, emotionally, energetically, and physically, even spiritually. Or maybe you're just not being intentional about it yet. It might seem like one day I'm posting a relationship video on my YouTube channel, and the next day I'm going off into left field and posting a video about my natural 2 ingredient mouthwash. But it's not as random as you might think. Hi, gorgeous. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mireille Nicole, your go-to holistic relationship coach, and I cover all things romantic relationships and love and non-toxic living and healthy eating. Today, I'm going to explain why all these topics I upload videos about make sense together, the reasons you should care, where women go wrong, and I'm going to give you 3 tips for detoxing on multiple levels synergistically for a more happy and healthy, fulfilling relationship and love life and deeper emotional connection. So stick around. And if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe. All right. So toxic love and toxicity in our relationship doesn't just happen. We attract it based on what we allow. Just like a toxic lifestyle and a toxic relationship with food doesn't just magically happen or appear someday. We enable it through our daily food choices, the products we buy, and the habits we anchor in on a regular basis. There's the saying that goes, how you do one thing is how you do all things. And while I don't completely agree with that statement, I believe in nuance and the principles of NLP, there is some truth there. In my opinion, it should go something like, how you do one healthy thing is how you should do all things. What I mean by that is if you're intentional and loving with yourself in one area of your life, let's say your food, the same energy can and should extend into your relationship, your boundaries, and even the products you use on your skin and in your home. It's all connected, and it's how you live in full integrity with your values. If you take the time to choose foods that nourish you, but then you tolerate relationship dynamics that drain you, there's an energetic mismatch. If you're cleansing your home with non-toxic sprays and products, but your mind is still cluttered with resentment towards your partner or anxious thoughts or constant people-pleasing, that's also a mismatch. You can't be truly happy if you're only looking at one part of your wellness, because your emotional health, your physical health, and your relational health all feed into each other. When one becomes toxic, the others tend to follow, or they never reach their optimal level. So the goal here is alignment. It's not perfection, it's not total purity, but alignment where your habits, your energy, and your relationships all reinforce the same standard of self-love and self-respect that you establish for yourself. I always tell the women I coach to aim for getting it right 9 times out of 10, not 100% right all the time. So that's the foundation of what I like to call the non-toxic love formula. And let's break this concept down and talk about where I see women go wrong. I want you to think about your relationship with your body like your relationship with your partner, for example. So when you love your body, you listen to it, right? You respect its boundaries. You feed it nourishing foods. You take a break. You notice when something feels off. Now, imagine treating your relationship or your marriage the same way. When you love your partner, you listen to him. You truly listen to him without silencing yourself, though. You respect his boundaries while still honoring yours. You feed him kind words and appreciation while still working on your own self-love. You notice when something is off with him and you emotionally detach in a healthy and compassionate and loving way. So you're in a stronger position to support him and influence him to step up. In relationships, you naturally become attuned to the other person. They're like an extension of you. And that's okay. That's normal. But you might be asking yourself, what about when he's constantly draining your energy or disrespecting your boundaries or not acting in a loving way? I'm not suggesting you tolerate bad behavior ever, but only wanting him to change or going to therapy is like eating junk food every day and expecting to feel amazing. Sure, it's easier, more convenient, and it feels feels a whole lot better in the moment. It seems like a quick fix, but both create inflammation and dis-ease, one in your body, the other in your emotions and your relationship. So where I see women get stuck here is that when their partner is not showing up in the way that they desire or need in a partner, they'll have a harder time listening to them, kind of setting those loving boundaries in a way that actually encourages closeness and connection and doesn't push him away. And the women that I see where they're not in their happy, fulfilled relationship are always expecting their partner to change or their partner to do something. And like I said, that's the quick fix, or it sounds like a quick fix and it sounds, better. And you might be right, where he's probably doing a lot of toxic things in the relationship. And if he just changed that, it would completely shift the dynamic and it would shift your mood and it would create calm and peace for you. But a lot of times what happens in a relationship when we get stuck in a negative feedback loop, it becomes a chicken and egg situation. And while you think, well, if he just changed that, everything would be better, he's probably thinking the same thing. And one of you is going to have to make the shift or break that cycle if you really want the relationship to continue and to have your happily ever after. So there's a more effective way than waiting for your partner to change or trying to pressure him into changing. And that's using the approaches and skills I talk all about on my channel. So let me share here how all these parallels I'm making, they line up together, okay? Because they do, right? Toxic products irritate your body. Toxic dynamics in your relationship are going to irritate your nervous system. Toxic food clogs up your energy, right? And toxic thoughts like jealousy, resentment, frustration, lack of trust in the relationship is going to clog your spirit. They're all the same pattern showing up in different forms. When I talk about non-toxic love or emotional detachment, I don't mean just cutting out bad relationships. I mean, that's always an option, right? And I would never suggest you stay in a bad or a dangerous situation again, like I said. First and foremost, though, I mean cleaning up the way you love others and yourself to make an informed, clean decision. So you do that simultaneously. The way you eat, the way you talk to yourself, the things you consume, everything, the vibe you're bringing to your relationship with your partner. Because when you live a low toxin lifestyle, physically, you're also training yourself to live a low toxin life emotionally, energetically, relationally, spiritually, on all levels. You stop craving chaos like you stop craving processed junk food. You stop tolerating breadcrumbs like you do chemically filled soaps that smell really good. You start demanding peace because peace becomes your new normal and it is your standard. And your standards get to be sky high without being demanding or pushing your man away. So let's talk about how to start detoxing on 3 levels: emotional, physical, and energetic, to support you in your marriage or your relationship. And I'll give you a tip for each one, but they all work together. Remember that. Number 1, emotional detox. Audit your inputs. Start by looking at what and who you're consuming. We detox our bodies, but we rarely detox our minds. If you're constantly listening to chaotic relationship podcasts and doom scrolling through breakup TikToks or venting with friends who don't have the results in love that you actually desire, that's emotional junk food. It keeps your vibration low and your partner will feel this. Men can't read minds. It'd be great if they did. Sometimes they get it right, but they can definitely catch onto our vibes. So start feeding your mind things that align with the version of you you're becoming and what helps you glow and radiate warm, attractive energy. Start reading books on feminine energy. Watch content that expands you, like the videos on my channel. Spend time with people who inspire peace, not people who crave drama. Remember, your nervous system can't tell the difference between real drama and digital drama. It just knows that you're stressed. Learn to emotionally detach in a loving and compassionate way so your system doesn't get clogged up and all toxic and filled with negative emotions that aren't yours to carry most of the time. Start deeply feeling your emotions and letting them flow through you. All right, number 2, physical detox. Clean your environment and your diet. You don't need to throw everything away, again, like I just said, including your current relationship. Just start small. Replace one thing in your home or diet that doesn't serve you. Start making micro changes to include more non-toxic products and organic foods into your life. Swap your harsh chemical cleaner for something simple, vinegar and essential oils, something that you can make yourself. I have a bunch of DIY videos on my channel, so hopefully you're starting to see the connection here. Swap your sugary coffee drink for a green smoothie that stabilizes your blood sugar, or licorice root tea that nourishes your adrenals, or maybe some dandelion root tea to clean out your liver. Swap packaged foods for fruits and nuts that give you real energy and keep you grounded. When your physical body feels inflamed and exhausted, it's way more difficult to emotionally regulate. When you're dealing with a health condition, it's harder to show up as the best version of yourself in your relationship and in life in general. Your body is the foundation. When you feed it well, your emotions stabilize and love can flourish. When you detox your environment, you stop being overstimulated and reactive. The more clean energy your body runs on, the calmer, the more confident, and the more high value you become as a woman. And finally, number 3, energetic detox. Start setting standards, not just boundaries. Like, boundaries is the obsession buzzword nowadays. Everyone's creating boundaries, but we're forgetting about standards. Energy detoxing is about recalibrating your standards because, well, boundaries tell people how to treat you, but standards tell you what you'll accept. And that is so important. If you say you want non-toxic love, for example, but you keep entertaining inconsistent, breadcrumbing behavior, even from your husband, right? That's like eating even if it's low fat. Don't be fooled. Detox by raising your standard of love. Ask yourself, does my partner in this moment, the way he's acting, does this product or habit make me feel light or heavy? If it feels heavy, it's not aligned. And again, I'm not saying to leave your partner if it feels heavy. I went through a very heavy phase in my relationship when I was dating my husband. You can shift the dynamic of the relationship and make it lighter by the energy you choose to bring. Your energy should be treated like skincare. It should be gentle, nourishing, consistent. You don't exfoliate with sandpaper. You still exfoliate, right, to get the dead skin cells off. You can still feel angry and feel a whole range of emotions, but my point is how you do it matters, and you get to lead yourself through that. Now let's talk about the result you get from doing this, from having this holistic approach to your love life and life in general, right? When you detox physically and emotionally, your energy completely changes. You become calm, you become grounded, and you become magnetic, and you rebuild that connection with your partner because you're no longer easily triggered because your system isn't overloaded. You're emotionally regulated, and that's where feminine energy comes alive, because femininity isn't just lipstick and flowy dresses. It's softness, it's receptivity, it's intuition, and that's on an energetic and emotional level. And those qualities can only thrive when you feel safe and healthy in your own body. So eating well, sleeping well, keeping your environment clean. That's not superficial. It's actually nervous system support. And when your nervous system feels safe, your feminine energy flows. You stop chasing love from your partner and you start attracting it from him. You glow differently because your energy is clean. You don't have to over-explain or over-prove your worth and carry the emotional burden of everyone in your household. They feel it. That's what makes you high value. Not manipulation, not games, but being a woman who lives in alignment with her peace and with her values. When you love yourself enough to live a non-toxic lifestyle and a non-toxic love, emotionally, physically, and energetically, you become magnetic without trying. And that's the non-toxic love formula. And that's the whole concept behind my channel and the logic behind all the different videos that I post here. So here's your takeaway. Start small. Maybe it's switching out your morning coffee creamer for homemade almond milk, or maybe it's unfollowing that one account that just triggers you all the time. Maybe it's letting your husband solve his own problems. That's emotional detox, energetic detox. Every detox counts because every detox brings you closer to alignment and your true, clear, calm self. So, we've just explored how detoxing your mind, body, and energy can completely transform the kind of love you attract in your relationship, or if you're dating, even. But to truly excel at creating a healthy, lasting relationship, you need to understand the deeper emotional process that actually repairs love from the inside out. So, watch this video next, where I reveal the 3 secrets to fixing your relationship, the exact process that took me from almost losing my dream man to creating the peaceful, connected, happily ever after I used to only dream of. It's everything you need to build love or rebuild love in a way that finally feels safe, aligned, and real.